one. We're going to go through the Nick Shirley clips without going through his entire documentary. You should go on Nick Shirley's YouTube channel while he still has one. And you should watch the expose. I think it's got like 1.3 million views already. Go watch the expose that Nick Shirley did on Minnesota and the child care fraud and the Medicaid fraud that's gone on here. Now, there's other fraud that you guys outside of Minnesota haven't heard about that we know is going on that hasn't even been looked into yet. I think the number one thing that needs to be looked into, because this could be a serious scandal, is food stamp fraud in Minnesota. We had a guy in St. Cloud a while back, guy who ran a Somali grocery store. He got busted for buying food stamps. So what this grocery store guy would do was he would give food stamp recipients cash and like 60 to 80 cents on the dollar, 50 cents on the dollar, whatever. He would give them cash for their food stamps. And then he would turn those in to the government and he would get 100% of the money. So he'd buy them for half. He'd make a 2-to-1 profit margin on the deal. He got busted, and I don't remember what the sentence was or if sentencing has even been handed down yet. But he got convicted of it, and I am telling you, the stories I have heard in St. Cloud alone, if you went and investigated this in the Somali community, you'd get some collars. And honestly, at this point, I think if you went ahead and investigated every aspect of government funding that anything Somali related gets, you're probably going to get a shitload of fraud. It's guaranteed. Name a place that they've investigated that Somalis are taking government money where there hasn't been significant fraud. I don't think we found anything yet. So just keep pulling at that thread and see how far it goes. It's time to end the Somali experiment in Minnesota. Not only has it failed, but we got a cuck governor who changed our flag to the Somali flag. I mean, we're getting to that point where if we don't, it's not enough for us to hit stop in Minnesota. We got to hit the reverse. You know, we got to back this thing up and we got to go back to where we used to be in terms of immigration, demographics, things like, because this shared state thing with the third world is not only not working, it's failed miserably. And it's set us all behind. It's robbing the next generation of their fucking birthright, which is a good economy and a balanced budget. So anytime someone like Nick Shirley comes forward and he exposes what's going on in Minnesota right now, it makes the local media look bad because they're not looking into it. Because basically, if you think about any institution in Minnesota, just assume it's as liberal protecting as possible and you'll be on the right track. That's how it works here. So the media, don't let like the Fox 9 thing fool you. Like, oh, Fox 9, they must be conservative. Well, they're not Fox News. They're an independent media company that owns a Fox affiliate. There's no ideological tissue connecting them. So all the media here is left wing. They're not saying a word about this. Like locally, you wouldn't think this is a story. You got to go national to find out how bad things are in Minnesota. The politicians, it's all liberal. I mean, the House and the Senate are like evenly split. The governor's essentially the tiebreaker, and you don't get much more lefty than that. So if you have an idea, if you ever worry where you're like, oh, I'm stereotyping Minnesota as too far left. No, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So Nick Shirley comes to town for the second time. We've gone over this guy's investigations before. And he starts looking into Somali fraud. And it's not like he went, I know exactly where to go. I know exactly what to do. He just started poking around and going places and asking questions. Now, the first time he came here, they were threatening him. There were people chasing after him. The Somali community did not like him being there, asking them about gangs and shit like that. So he came back about a month or so ago and started investigating all these child care centers and all these healthcare areas after news of this federal investigation into feeding our future and the Medicaid scandal and all that. And for Tim Walz and Keith Ellison and Ilhan, oh, by the way, Ilhan Omar, we have some news that will, you know what? We might as well do that one now. Her husband, her white cuck husband, he has a company that does Consulting. What it basically is a place to funnel Ilhan Omar donations. And they take money from a lot of different donors. He has privatized a shitload of their board, like taken their names off the website, removed a lot of stuff about certain donors. I'm not saying anything big's going to happen to the Omar family, in the next week or two, but they're definitely aware that something's going on, and they're going into CYA mode. They're covering their ass big time. So this Nick Shirley goes to Minneapolis. He starts investigating, starts poking around. And one thing I can't understand is anybody, white, black, Latino, Somali, anybody who would defend these pieces of shit. And when it's white people, it's only because they're black. It's only because they're third world. It's only because liberal whites look at third world blacks as though they're animals, as though they're chimps, as though they're like little babies that need to be nurtured and cared for and looked after. I mean, meanwhile, while you treat these people like babies, I feel like they take advantage of that. They play on that. They're glad you do that. You treat them like they're incredibly stupid and like we need to speak up for them and speak for them and defend them because we're liberal white women. Meanwhile, they take advantage of that and they use that to rob us blind right from under your nose. And even after we find out they're robbing us blind, these same fucking people will protect them. So here's Nick Shirley going to the Quality Learning Center where you go to stare at bitches all day. No, it's supposed to be Quality Learning Center, but they fucked up the sign because they're so goddamn smart. And as Nick Shirley goes to investigate, some white lady is out there shouting that he's ICE.
This Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open up!
They said they spelled learning wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you have ICE here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ICE!
This is like literally your brain's been rotted. This is like not a person anymore. This is a droid. This is not even AI. Like AI would be programmed smarter than this. This is an NPC. It's like in Red Dead Redemption 2. This is the lady yelling about women's suffrage in Saint Denis. You can't say anything to her. You can't interact with her. She's just going to yell some shit.
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children?
Don't open up!
So now, a lot of the people who are trying to go after Nick Shirley for this one, they're like, the Quality Learning Center has been shut down. It's permanently closed. Well, yeah, after they found out about the fraud, they shut it down. It's not because they just went, oh, we don't want to steal anymore. But the Quality Learning Center has a license. The license is active, and they've received $1.9 million in funding this year. So it's not like you can say, oh, he just went to an empty building and made it the face of his. First of all, as you'll see from the clips we have, he didn't make this the face of his investigation. This was one clip out of a 45-minute documentary or an hour-and-a-half documentary, whatever it is. It's licensed for 99 children. That license is active right now, and it's received almost $2 million in funding this year. So shut down my ass.
And getting $4 million over
Open
the
up! It's ICE!
$4 million in the last 2 years.
Go away!
What do you think about that?
Oh, and he's got a fraud counter at the bottom here. So far, he's uncovered $19 million in fraud. So he's been going to each one of these businesses, and you can, again, go to Nick Shirley on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing. Maybe we'll do a members show this week. We'll do a little watch along. But he goes in each place he goes to, he looks up how much money it's gotten from the government. And I don't want to spoil. I think he found like $110 million in fraud while he was here.
Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here!
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9
Shame
million
on you! It's
going
ICE!
illegally,
Don't open up!
fraudulently?
Like, I have a question. How did she end up here? Like, is she just following Nick Shirley around, like, near Somali places? Like, thank you, white lady scapegoat, for allowing us to commit our fraud while decent, honest people try to find the people exploiting our country and root them out.
To this business that
Ladies and gentlemen, this is called being part of the problem.
is Quality Learning Center, but can't even spell learning right on the door.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are, you don't belong here.
I belong here.
That's ironic. We're standing outside a fraudulent Somali business, and he's the one who doesn't belong here. And that's really, no matter how bad MAGA gets, And no matter what lying grifter boomers the right wing are in this country, I really need a friend. Like, I need a political side that's going to reflect a nationalist vibe. I don't care if it's liberal. I don't care if it's conservative. I just want it to be nationalist. I want it to put the interest of the country first and fix the wounds that we have here. We don't have one. Liberals, like, don't even believe in fucking borders. So that's out. Conservatives only give a shit about billionaires in Israel. So they're fucking out. Like, who do you got? Like, who do you have, honestly? Like, Stu Peters? Good luck hitching yourself to that wagon.
You're just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ice!
You do realize...
Dude, if this was ICE, Mexicans would just answer their door and he'd be like, this is ICE, let us in. They go, no, and close the door, and this guy would have no recourse. This would be the worst. He's immigration enforcement under Biden.
There's supposed to be 99 children in here
And a bitch ain't one.
at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare center.
99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away?
Oh, shit. Better call, what's Real Raw News. Call Real Raw News. There are 99 missing Somali children.
Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley.
I am serious. And don't call me Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing...
That's Frank. Just a guy. Oh, yeah? Well, who's that guy? No fucking idea, ma'am. He just keeps following me around with papers. Remember in Zelda, A Link to the Past, when you'd have like random characters just start following you around as you throw a rock in a well to try to get some flippers so you can go swimming? Yeah, he's just following me around, asking me about my sword. It's weird.
Some research. You can
Says I can take the kingdom of Hyrule back from Ganon, but I don't know what the fuck he's bad. I think he's high.
investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying.
She's calling us. So that was number one. And then the thing that people were coming back at him with was like, well, the Quality Leering Center is listed as permanently closed. Well, yeah, that's usually what places do after they get caught being fraudulent. The Quality Leering Center. I don't give a shit that he knocked on the door and no one was there. I give a shit that this place obviously was never a daycare, and it got $2 million this year alone from the Minnesota taxpayer. And that's the weirdest thing about all this stuff, is that all these people that have a political, and this is what Republicans and Democrats want. They want you to defend them and get their side, so that if someone perceived as an outsider comes to you with other information, attack the messenger, don't attack the information. They don't want you to know that the information's good and that this should probably change your mind. So if they can find these people are already devoted to the lefty cause, just like a lot of people are devoted to the conservative cause. All they're looking for you to do is give them a talking point they can use to make this not okay. So they go, well, the Quality Leering Center has been permanently closed. Suck it, Nick Shirley. Gotcha. We don't have to listen to him anymore. Well, forget the fact that we got 3 more clips we're going to go over today. Forget that it's been proven the Somalis are ripping this state off to the tune of maybe tens of billions of dollars. And forget the fact that this place is still licensed, whether it's permanently closed or not. Most places do shut down when they're found to be committing several federal crimes. The place is still licensed till the end of the year, and it's taken $2 million this year in taxpayer dollars. So save your talking points. And the fact that some little fucking nerdy white guy on YouTube is uncovering all this should be embarrassing to these people, but it's not, because he's not on the right side. Wally World gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, pal. Wanna fuck? Let's fuck! And Matthew Q with $5. Thank you, Matthew Q. Matthew Q says, sorry, going broke. Have a wedding this weekend for the kids. Damn, time flies by the time you hit 40, but you will learn that soon. Well, don't give me $5 if you're going broke. I mean, just enjoy the show, hit like and hit share. I appreciate it very much. And Balls Deep, thank you for the gifted membership over on YouTube. We love gifted memberships on YouTube and on Rumble. But yeah, I mean, look, If you're a millionaire, throw us a hundo. I don't give a shit. But if you're going broke, don't even throw us $1. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. And if you're a big old rich guy, fucking adopt me. I don't give a shit. You know what this program runs on? From each according to his means and to each according to his needs. I believe that was Karl Marx who said that. Thank you, Wally World. 80 memberships now away from 500. Veldrain says, boy, that hair is getting thin. No kidding. No, it's fine. It's lovely. You love it. It's fantastic. Veldrain with $1 says, Robert Matthew Van Winkle should have been standing near Nick at the time at the Leering Center. Isn't Robert Matthew Van Winkle Vanilla Ice? Oh, I'm fucking retarded. Oh, I kind of walked into that joke, didn't I? Oh, boy. So Nick Shirley continued. This is so far the only one that they've tried to give an aha on. Like, he's not telling the truth. John Domingo says, clip it. The toe is a Marxist. Oh, no. What do they call me when I'm lefty? They call me libto. What would John Domingo? You're the boomer bunker, right? Is that what it's called? The boomer bunker? He's a boomer conservative. Boomer conservatives are good at marketing and slogans. What would be the slogan for Marxist toe? So you got libto. Would be commie toe. Commie toe's a little long. Soch toe, that sounds gay. I don't know. There's gotta be a toe gimmick. I've got it. Marxist toe. Steel toe. STEAL. Perfect. Rexstart parody account says red toe. Red toe is a possibility. All right. So for the people saying that, hey, this Nick Shirley's a MAGA idiot, the Quality Leering Center, I mean, that's shut down. That's not a part of this. He's being a fake. This is a KSTP5 newscast from months ago going over the same thing.
I started by visiting Quality Learning Center Daycare.
So it is that 14B.
Which sits right in the heart of downtown Minneapolis. Between 2019 and 2023, the Minnesota Department of Human Services found 95 violations at this location. They range from failure to keep hazardous items away from children to no records for 16 children, which include things like immunizations, emergency contacts, and medical needs. So state investigators placed Quality Learning Center on a conditional license in 2022. I went to the daycare's location several times, and only once did I see people there.
Oh, that's your daycare.
But I did not see any children.
So there are 80 kids in there?
No.
After school? Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you.
Wait a minute. After school, what about the ones that are under school age? They go to daycare too. So, like, what? It's licensed in 2025 for 99 kids. It's getting $2 million. But, business was shut down and business was closed all year? No, this is what they've done the whole time. They just kept the doors locked. They never opened up. They never watched kids. Same thing with that Safari restaurant. They said they were serving 4,000 meals a day for the Feeding Our Future thing, and they weren't serving anybody. And the amount of people in Minnesota that only because of their political bias, they want to find ways to poke holes in this and make it not true, really makes me worry that there's no fucking hope, because when it's laid out in front of your face this clearly, and you can't just go, forget Democrat, forget Republican, I'm a Minnesotan, I'm a taxpayer, that's my money, and they're taking it and sending it to Somalia. That pisses me off. I feel personally aggrieved by this. The fact that we still can't drop the left-right horse shit, that's what makes me think that nothing's going to happen. You know, to those of you who want to see Ilhan Omar kicked out of the country or Keith Ellison and Tim Walz go to jail, it's like, you dream.
DHS declined an interview.
We can't even all agree that this is bad.
But in a statement acknowledged Quality Learning Center was put on a conditional license because of its poor safety record. But it still received nearly $8 million in taxpayers' money since 2019. its conditional status removed in 2024.
So conditional status removed in 24, so it was still operating. So that gimmick that they're trying to use against Nick Shirley is complete and utter horseshit. But, okay, let's say it's not complete and utter horseshit. Let's say that it's, okay, it was shut down and it hasn't been opened all year, and this Nick Shirley is lying to our faces. Okay, if that were the only thing, and you felt like it had, like that has now shut down his whole argument, all right, fine, maybe you'd win. But we've got more clips from Nick Shirley that we're going to go over here in just a second. BRJ with $2 says Toshevik. I don't hate that one. That's not a bad one. Has John Domingo come up with a... He says steel toe is the... Okay, he says steel toe is better. Okay, so when I'm being a lib, I'm lib toe. But when I'm being... John Domingo says, give me a minute, I'll come up with something. But he says nothing better than steel toe. When I'm being a communist, you write steel toe, S-T-E-A-L. Got it. I don't hate Toshevik, though. Toshevik's not good. Dude, there was a John Wayne quote. Like, say what you want about, like, the McCarthy era and, like, the Red Scare and all that. Some of the stuff they came up with during the Red Scare days was kind of cool from a branding standpoint, like better dead than red. And then there was another one. John Wayne was asked about actors who were suspected communists, and he's like, maybe we ought to kick them out of Hollywood so they can join the Bolshevik ballet. It's like, fucking, I mean, it's fucking against everything this country stands for, but, or no, it's the Bolshoi ballet. Wonderful, wonderful. The man was a wordsmith. 80 memberships away from 500. Keep it going, boys and girls. So Nick Shirley goes to the Quality Leering Center, finds out that nobody's there. Oh, shit. You know what? Guess what? I forgot what time it was. There we go. Here I've been going off. I've been going off about Somalis. I looked at the time and I went, oh, shit, an hour's gone by.
You might want to start doing that more often. Like, if I wasn't awake when I got here and set everything up and joined, I certainly woke up a lot more watching that clip. I wanted to punch my monitor so hard because I live in this state, and so does that lady. Well,
nobody can agree on this shit.
Oh, it's horrible. But while you were doing your little spiel, I did a quick search, and there are reports of food snap fraud, but it's coming out of the Minnesota House of Representatives, and it's being talked about by a Republican, so almost nobody's talking about it except literally the news source of the Minnesota legislature, which says a recent alarming analysis, this was on November 18th, of federal supplemental nutritional assistance program SNAP data has found that Minnesota usage skyrocketed over the past few years. Minnesota issued nearly $725 million in food aid during 2020. By 2021, the figure rose to $2 billion. That's 174% year-over-year increase. So there is no actual reports of food snap fraud, but let's just say that it's the smoke and the heat is coming from it the way it does every other fire.
If this becomes the thing, I'd like to claim it. Like this was
props. Like I looked into it. You're right. Nobody said anything about it other than this in November 18th.
Well, and
this is the only source.
We now have clips of former Congressman Jason Lewis and current Congressman Tom Emmer both going to Washington, D.C. and back to the state of Minnesota and talking like back in 2017 and talking about the daycare and the Medicaid fraud, the autism fraud stuff, and warning us about that like almost 10 years ago. So who knows? I've been talking about the food stamp fraud for a couple of years. Maybe.
Well, either this is fraud as well, or since 2020, the economy here has gone to such shit. We had 174% increase in the number of people who need food stamps.
No, that can't be the case because during the Biden administration, I was told the economy was doing very well.
Well, I don't know then. Somebody needs to explain to me where all these people who need food stamps came from.
Oh, by the way, Wally World gifted 5 memberships a while back, and I didn't do this for him. I have 5 more of these left.
All right.
I have 4 more left after this one. Every $20 are 5 memberships. This was from my birthday show. I have a few left over. Woo!
Thank you, Wally World.
There we go. Thank you, buddy. And I'll update the Why don't I,
You have
before
to
we get,
vacuum after every show now.
oh no, I'm popping them. I'm popping my pussy and then I'm putting it all in a pile.
Okay.
It's all gettable. It's all gettable. So Nick Shirley then went to he went underground. I don't know how many of these Nick Shirley clips you've seen thus far, but there's the one outside the Quality Leering Center, which a lot of people are talking about. Mm-hmm. And then there's these other clips from the documentary, which again is on YouTube under Nick Shirley, where he goes to like this weird subterranean, like Demolition Man, sunless, fluorescent lit.
It's a good rat burger.
Yeah, well, exactly. Is that you see any cows around here? He goes to this like tunnel, like Hamas, and from the river to the sea, fraud is all you see. And it's just a bunch of healthcare places. It's a bunch of office setups, and they all do healthcare.
Great.
There's like
So
one.
he had people to talk to.
Yeah, well, he had one suite. He looked into one suite, and there were like 4 healthcare businesses
Coming out of that one suite. It's weird.
Yeah, they're all doing great. They're all in business. So this is Nick Shirley with his sidekick, who like looks like a crooked cop in like every like movie, like The Town. Like every time there's a guy who needs to be, or like Mickey Ward's dad in The Fighter. Just that one like no nonsense kind of older dude.
Right.
They're looking into this, and they just start digging in, and the Somalis do not like people walking around asking questions.
Children here in your child care?
Which child care name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just
Oh, by the way, we're going to let this whole thing play, but wait until you hear the cope I read online about this one.
Because I can't wait. That's weird for her to be like any sort of defensive or indignatious over the idea. It says Minnesota Child Care right there. So, I mean, we could ask about it. It's not weird.
We just want to know about the Minnesota Child Care is all.
Perhaps I'm a prospective child care person. I might be giving you a kid to watch.
I'm going to be racist here if you don't mind, but if you're a white person and you're going down to a Somali daycare in a tunnel looking for a daycare for your kid, I don't think you're a good parent. But anyway.
where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where you?
Surely you can't be serious. All right, why is everyone doing that fucking joke to me? I don't like it. Go ahead.
I love that he said that Nick Shirley, like Nick Shirley is a company or something.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? Nick Shirley. Like, no, well, you're the one talking. I don't think you're Nick. I thought he was Nick Shirley.
Which department?
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going.
Whoa.
Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the
That's
children?
harassment.
No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children.
Look at that. We got 2 daycare centers.
Within walking distance, like they're in a freaking public school. And I hate the people who are like, well, you're just being racist. No, I'm pissed off that I live in a state where people have needs that actually require social services and funding and stuff like that. And everyone's like, well, we got to get rid of these horrible mooches. Like, right, but what about the people that are flat out lying? That's even worse. So I just, yeah.
May
Sorry.
I?
I'm sorry.
I know you wanted to give yourself a full-throated defense against those claims. I yes and them. Yeah, I am being racist, but I'm correct. I am saying that Somalis are committing shitloads and billions of dollars in fraud, and they seem to be really, really good at it. But
no, they're not. We're catching them with the mildest of efforts. That's the most upsetting part.
That's true.
If we had a government that gave a fuck, this would have been done a long time ago.
Well, I mean,
in Minnesota.
But I think you got to give the Somalis credit. Like any scammer, like any swindler, they found a good mark, which was liberal Scandinavian whites.
Yeah.
They found a good mark that would never accuse them of any wrongdoing. The minute Jacob Fry started eating Somali food and doing ads in Somali, they went, we got him. This is gonna be the land of milk and honey. Oh, you're gonna come here and build things with your hands? Fuck no. We're going
But I'm going to charge you for it.
Yeah. You know, it's good. Let's take people from the continent that runs a shitload of phone scams on people and just bring them over and just see what they do. Just continue to do phone scams.
Out of this daycare center, but between those buildings, over $2.6 million.
So the cope on this one that I saw was, now Nick Shirley released this over Christmas. He released this documentary. And I'm not shitting you. The response from the left was, or people on the left, because I'm sure there's many liberals who look at this and go, oh, this is fucked. We got to fix this. This is not okay.
There's probably a few, but not enough, right? But continue.
But the people on the left who did have an excuse about this was peak retardation. They went, well, of course, when he goes to these daycares during Christmas, there are not going to be any kids there. And I'm like, oh, honey, he didn't live stream the fucking thing. He did this months ago. First of all, if he was in Minnesota on December 24th, he'd have a little more than a hoodie on outside. Second of all, we were seeing clips of this, like when those gang members were chasing him around and kind of confronting him. We saw that back in like November he was here.
Right, but there was no snow on the ground in the other ones. It's like, if you guys not been in Minnesota lately, like we got a lot of snow in the last month.
Although,
so I would feel like that's not very recent. He had to do that in November or earlier.
I will say the wind was bad for this thing we got yesterday, but the snowfall not as dramatic as it was supposed to be.
It was bad enough for me, but yeah, I have a small scale of success. So it's it sucked for me, but yeah.
I mean, if it's ankle deep, you're locked in.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude, not even ankle deep. If it's like half a penny deep, I have a problem because the wheelchair you get, they don't have any treads on it, and they're like, oh, you got to scuff the wheels. Yeah, good luck with that. It doesn't do dick in ice. So I'm literally like spinning my tires all the time.
Can you put chains on them like the guys who followed Rocky?
I thought about it. Like the best thing I've come up with so far is like getting like nylon and like wrapping those around the wheels, and that might do something, but
Or
I don't think you can get chains.
Or just say fuck it and grease them. Really let them go. Just grease
the wheels.
them.
They just spin like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, just get them going. And you'll generate enough heat, you'll melt the ice.
I already do. That's how I have to burn down to the asphalt.
Ice was already something that put you out of commission, even when you had the crutches. I mean, I remember dropping you off after a comedy show and like having to almost drag you to the steps because a little bit of ice, like fuck it. Like you can't.
I thought it's because I was drunk.
No, you can't get the crutch on anything.
Oh yeah.
So
that
it's just,
sucked balls too.
Yeah, you're like a turtle on his back. There's really nothing you can do at that point.
Just kick him, he'll skid across. But yeah, no, it's stupid that there's no kids there because it's Christmas. Like, motherfucker, then why are there people there? If there's no kids there and it's Christmas, why are there people there? They're not Christians. They don't celebrate Christmas. Right, but I would guess that a bunch of Somalian families who you would think would generate towards Somalian businesses like this daycare would also have children who aren't Christian and aren't celebrating Christmas and need somewhere to go because the parents are probably working. It's one of the very few benefits of their religion is that like they're like, hey, you want to make a little extra money? We need people to work on Christmas. Yeah, like I give a shit. It's Tuesday to me.
Dude, there's white Christians working at Quick Trip on Christmas. Like there's not
so it's just
like there's not going to be
Somalis. Got a staff but no kids.
Yeah, stop it. You're being silly. So it's retarded for that to be the cope because the timing. He filmed this way before Christmas. Number two, Muslims, Christmas not exactly a deal breaker for them. And three, shut the fuck up. They've robbed us of billions of dollars. Shut your mouth. Wally World with $5. Thank you. Says Aaron, have you thought about doing some old school radio call bits on these business? Do you want to call a Somali?
I can't believe we haven't thought of that. Brilliant idea. What are they going to do? Complain?
Oh, cool. Somali independent childcare closed, opens at 8 a.m. Kids Garden Daycare. Oh, man, if we can get a list, I would definitely call one of these places.
Yeah, we should look into this.
Somali Independent Care. 3+ years in business. 2722 Park Avenue, Minneapolis.
Do we know that's one of the ones with the fraud?
I don't.
issue?
That's the thing. You know what? I don't think we can do this bit today. This is one where I have to do some
Because
homework.
we have to go to like the Minnesota Department of Health site and check the ones that are listed and flagged.
Unless some people want to send in some leads, I'll make some calls today during the show. But unless you guys can find, like I said, some leads, I really don't have anybody to call. I'm willing to do it, though. $2 from Joey Caravello says, Johnny, how was your visit to the spa for men over the weekend? You didn't tell me you were going to a spa for men.
I didn't go to a spa for men.
It's not what they say.
So I guess it was so great I don't remember it.
Rumor I'm hearing is that you went to a spa for men.
I would go if I had the opportunity.
$2 from Joey Caravello says, call a Somali childcare place trying to enroll Johnny as an adult baby. Yes, that's the bit.
We could totally do that. I am handicapped.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna take some liberties that you're not going to like.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, Hawkeye. Oh, this is a good one. Somebody get Hawkeye a membership. He says, I'd like to enroll my transsexual child. I think we say transgender now.
Yeah, it's transgender.
You know what we could do? We could start off by saying we have a kid we'd like to enroll in their daycare.
Mm-hmm.
And then start it really nice. And then just keep adding in like a little. We in the business, we call it ratcheting. You don't call in like, motherfucker, is your refrigerator running? Yeah, N-word.
Right. You call in like, hello, I have a few questions. I have a child I'd like to enroll.
Yeah. I have a beautiful white Muslim child that I'd like to enroll. Just real quick, what are your guys' what are your policies on food allergies? We have mild food allergies, not the worst. Nobody's going to die, but I'd just like to know what your policy is. Okay. And then what kind of reading materials and educational materials do you provide for the children? Okay, that's great. My child is on the autism spectrum. Like, just ratchet it slowly. Autism spectrum, what will you do there?
Right.
And then you can get to the trans thing towards the end.
Right.
There's an art to this, We can, Hawkeye says, do you routinely hold stonings? So that's one you would do right at the end. When you do a prank call like that, there's certain hang-up lines where when you ask that question, that could be your hang-up.
It's the end of the conversation. We're done.
Yeah, like if I go, do you routinely hold stonings? And they hang on past that, you're like, oh, fuck, they won.
Right.
They hung on past the hang. Because now what can I ask them? That's ridiculous.
How can you go up from there?
Yeah, then I have to go, it'll just be obnoxious until they hang up.
That's not going to help.
That's not going to help. All right, Hawkeye needs a membership. He's earned it. Good for him. Now we have Nick Shirley looking into the healthcare companies. So we've looked into the daycares.
Right.
We've seen what Nick Shirley knows about the daycares or what he's finding out. Now we're going to look into the he's looked into the childcare places. Now we're going to look into the healthcare places. So I would say the childcare scandal is number 3. I would say feeding our future is number 2. I think in the long run, number 1, you're going to find out is these healthcare places, because it seems like every Somali's got a fucking healthcare place.
And in the case of healthcare, like those numbers are always, and this is more of a critique of our healthcare system, those numbers are always ridiculously inflated and astronomically high for everything. So it's easier to not bat an eye when you see these huge bills come across your table.
Well, yeah. And also, if fraud in our medical system, if we ever bothered to take a look, I'm sure we'd be horrified by what the actual numbers are. Like healthcare, Medicaid, Medicare, there's got to be shitloads of fraud.
It's just like a closet in the house that we've kept closed because we know there's a dead rat in there. We're like,
right.
No, the minute you get near it, you can smell it, so don't even open it.
It's one of those things where, like, the hardest part of doing that errand is starting it, because you kind of know how much work you have to do. So this is Nick Shirley going around this underground tunnel business park, looking at all the healthcare places.
A list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare.
There's like 3 in one.
Yes, we'd like
3 in 1.
Itasca Home Healthcare. Now, if you guys don't know what Itasca is, it's a Native American name. It's the name of the river or the body of water that begins to feed the Mississippi River. So Lake Itasca is literally the beginning. It's the head of the Mississippi River. Have you ever been there?
I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. I know I've been up on the North Shore, and I got a lot of places mixed up, so I don't know if I've been near Itasca, Lake Itasca.
You've never been. Sorry, I wanted to do the Douglas Murray bit. I've never had a chance to do the Douglas Murray, Dave Smith bit. You've never been. No, I used to go to Itasca every year when I was a little kid, and then when my kids were first born, we started going to Itasca camping every year again. So then... Oh, Jeremy says, yes, anything relatively close to the old show would be awesome. Jeremy, if you throw one of your old-fashioned $100 at the toe, I'm gonna prank call a Somali childcare place today, Jeremy, just for you, and then I'm gonna watch my language. You pop in one of those red boys, my man, and we got your back. It's been a while since I've seen a red boy. I'm getting desperate. So we go to Itasca, and you literally get to put your feet in the little baby Mississippi River. It's really a fantastic place. So it's a Native American name for the lake that starts the Mississippi River. It could not be more Minnesotan of a name. And you open up the door and it's fucking Habib.
Right? Like, that makes a whole lot of sense. Well, he must just be the door guy, like the receptionist. I mean, who's running this flim-flam operation?
Right. He's got the hat on, and as soon as he goes, hello, boss. Good to see you here at the Itasca Home Healthcare Center. Can I take your coat for you, boss?
Why, polish your shoes while you're waiting.
Oh, Lordy, I will. I've spiffed those bad boys to a high mere shine, if you don't mind me saying myself.
To speak about getting health care here?
No.
Why can't I get health care here?
No, wait.
You're a Jew. You're a Jew. Dog.
Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security armed.
I've been to quite a few healthcare places.
Yeah.
This is a first. Most of them feel, I don't know about super welcoming. There might be some sort of security, but most healthcare places I've gone into, you could walk right into the reception area. Like, the doors aren't locked. You couldn't get beyond that.
You don't have any healthcare centers where they warn you you're being filmed and the security is armed?
No.
Oh.
It's
I want to go in there. I want to go in there and just be like, oh, I want to go into like a Muslim getup, like in a disguise, and go, oh, this vest is so itchy. Let me take it off for a moment.
I want to know how hard it is to get to these. I bet I could roll in there. I wouldn't look suspicious. Like,
no.
A guy in a wheelchair rolls into a healthcare center. How big of a suspect am I?
This is the strangest place I've
Take your sunglasses off inside. You look like a dick.
ever been to get health care. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare
Well, he knows
here.
he's being filmed, so that's why the sunglasses
He
are
goes into a Muslim healthcare place. He goes, hey, I'm here to get an abortion. I'm just kidding. We'd like to cut my daughter's clit off. Tomorrow? Yeah, I can come back tomorrow. Sure.
Healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room.
So that one suite. There are
It's
3.
not even a full suite because it says 7C, which means it was a suite, but it got divided into 2.
Well, or at least, Johnny, let's do our numbers here. At least 3, because it's 7C.
Yeah, I'm not, dude. They called a place the Learning Center. I'm not sure everything's running.
I'm sorry, it's called the Leering Center.
Or I can't even fuck it up. That's how badly they fucked it up. Like, trying to fuck it up. My brain just instinctively gets it right.
In this one unit, they've got 3 healthcare centers. You know, that's really nice. That's like you have one building and McDonald's, Subway, and Burger King have all decided to share it. Makes it a lot easier for Vanguard to buy it.
Right?
7C. Now we have another Helping Hands, Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so
No, we don't actually do healthcare. They're just, I'm here to take the checks that come. I've never seen patients in here. You have a secretary who's new. She doesn't understand that this is all illegal. She's like, oh, no, patients. We don't do patients. No. Oh, then what happens here? I sign papers. Doctors fill out papers. I sign them. I send them in. And then I open checks and type them in the computer. Oh. Well, do you have any patients? On the computer, I type them in. Oh, and then they come in here? No, nobody ever comes in here.
But you approve healthcare? No, we just bill.
Would you like some Skittles?
Who can we talk about getting the best health care?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any health care here. David, this is one of the stranger places.
What the fuck? It's just two guys in balaclavas walking behind them. Oh, this is a really welcoming place. Like you said, Johnny, I mean, as far as healthcare providers go, this place is warm.
I've never gone to a healthcare provider with the sense that I'm about to be mugged.
I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers,
Oh.
and they actually took down information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that someone mentioning your description were in this
Oh, for
building,
fuck's sake.
harassing the
Cheesecake
individual.
Ryan Reynolds is here. Great.
It's wonderful that the Minneapolis Police Department is literally sitting inside a hotbed of taxpayer theft, and they're going to bust the white boy and his old man that are walking
For
through
asking questions.
trying to find out. I mean, literally, you could walk into any one of these buildings and go, everyone stop, and then call a judge and get a warrant for all their files, and you could definitely find multiple felonies being committed in not just like a particular, like open any door. It doesn't matter what they do there. Open any door, call and get a warrant, seize their files. You would find probably millions of taxpayer dollars that have been stolen. But instead, we're going to go hassle the guy trying to figure out what the fuck's going on here. God, have you ever been less proud to be from this? Because I've always actually defended Minnesota. I've always liked Minnesota. Even as we went more and more liberal, I'm like, it's a pretty decent state. I mean, winter sucks a fat bag of balls, but what are you going to do? This is the worst it's ever been.
I was a hockey boy who grew up liberal, like up until I was like, I'd say 20 at least. I loved this state. And yeah, no, I'm utterly disgusted. But I dare to say I hate it now,
dude,
just because of the way the government is and this crap.
I used to love St. Cloud, like the way St. Germain was when it had all those businesses up and down and you could walk it like an old school downtown back when I was a teenager. My grandma lived on Wilson Avenue. I mean,
my brother went to college here in like the late 90s, early 2000s. I came up here a couple times for that. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun place to go drink too.
Yeah.
And now it's just balls and ass. It sucks.
Stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare.
And by the way, we're just looking at Minneapolis right now. There was an arrest made recently at the Midtown Mall at a child care center that was at the Midtown Mall. It had its license taken away. We'll look up that story in a little bit. But
that's like ridiculously close to me.
Yeah, they haven't even started to look at St. Cloud yet. They probably should.
Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building.
And Wilmer.
So. Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers that everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay. So,
well, prove him wrong.
No. We're not assuming. We're just finding out.
No. You see, when I assume, I make an ass out of you and me. When I accuse Somali healthcare providers of committing taxpayer fraud, I'm usually spot fucking on.
So he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No.
This is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates.
Yes,
we asked for rates.
we have the footage, you dumb bitch.
I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived.
Show them your paperwork and be like, yeah, we have this much money going to fraud and this place doesn't even have any kids in it. And they claim they have that. Could you guys go investigate that? We'd like you to.
That's the part that hurts the most, is that we have the cops here stopping people from literally investigating this when it actually is, believe it or not, your job to investigate and persecute.
Yeah.
We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting.
Well, the problem is we're in a gay cucked police department, and we just really need you to get out of the building because our police chief is a douche. Oh no, God, that police chief, by the way, O'Brien. Oh, is he pathetic?
Yeah, but I feel like some of the people there probably want to be there, and I don't know, something about this guy's face tells me he's one of the believers of the cause.
He just wants to make a buck, and he just wants to root out this white supremacy that's permeating our culture.
Getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right.
Again, it's not even funny. Like, I'm tired of us defending these blatant thieves.
He went
and
to
they're saying, like, we film you like this. Like, fuck off.
He went to another building, and there, did he say 14 or 22 more?
I thought he said 22 more
There were
across the street.
22 more across the street. Can't make it up. There's no making that shit up. But wait a minute. Doesn't the person who owns the building have to be the one to press charges? Or to say that it's trespassing?
I guess nobody really told him that. Again, the weird part is he went in asking for rates of services that these businesses provided. That in and of these businesses are upset you're trying to be a customer. They're saying you're harassing them. No, that's how businesses get customers. So you're saying that nobody goes here. You're not allowed to go here for any health care.
I've got good news. We're doing a daycare prank today.
Yes.
Walter with $100 says, Red Boy
Walter.
for the prank. I love this Minnesota shit. He loves the, well, let's give him an Elon for his hundo.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
All right. Well, also, Johnny, keep an eye out on your Venmo for your year-end bonus this week.
Well, thank you, sir.
Another year in the black for the old toe. But just because we're in the black, now I got to go out and buy equipment type things.
That makes us sorry.
And now that Oz is here, I do need to get some equipment and what.
Yeah, you need a mic for that, man.
I certainly do. Get Oz a goddamn mic. So for every Red Boy we get today, I will do a Somali fraud prank.
Okay.
So for every hundo, I will do one. But we will cut off when a certain number is hit. So when does that place open? 8 o'clock?
That's what you were saying earlier. So, yeah, we got about a half hour.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me just see something. Can you do prank calls on YouTube? Let's see. Yes, you absolutely can do prank calls on YouTube. All right. Yes. Because like on radio, you couldn't do them.
That's fair.
It was illegal. It was illegal to do prank calls on government regulated airwaves.
That's strange.
Yeah, they outlawed the practice. Sam Show says, hooray, a prank call. It's 2004. Well, we're just trying to do our part to uncover fraud. None of this fraud
We
matters.
clearly can't go there. We'll get trespassing to show up. It's the only way. It's the only way.
Oh, people are sending me stuff about none of this fraud matters in the end. Multiple corrupt Minnesota judges are under fire for dismissing a flurry of recent Somali fraud cases. Judge Sarah West, we know about her.
Yeah.
Judge Amber Brennan, Yusuf's wife, Lul Ahmed. Wait a minute, there's been more? How did I miss this? Did this slip through the cracks? Judge Amber Brennan. What do you want? I'm dismissing this case against this Somali.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
Amber Brennan, Lul Ahmed. Other fraud cases dismissed connected to oh, motherfucker. Another one. Judge Sarah West invalidated a jury's guilty verdict last month, but two other judges.
A couple of weeks ago about the decision by a judge to toss out a jury's guilty verdict in a fraud case.
can't
that got
maximize
a lot of
this?
attention.
Okay.
So Lou kept at it and found some more.
Lou Ragoose. Ragoose
The
is loose.
$7.2 million mailbox. That's how prosecutors described to the jury the supposed office of Promise Health LLC, the home healthcare company owned by Abdi Fattah Yusuf on Central Avenue in Minneapolis.
Show
where
a
several
picture.
other similar businesses.
Yeah, what happened to his picture? Why does he have the equivalent to the old Twitter egg as his photo?
Businesses were supposedly located. Jurors saw dozens of checks written to Yusuf's wife and family members and $1.1 million in bank transfers and cash withdrawals to himself. Money Promise Health received through state Medicaid reimbursements for claiming to provide personal care assistant or PCA services. The jury saw it as fraud and convicted Yusuf of 6 counts of theft by swindle.
It was not a difficult decision whatsoever. The deliberation took probably 4 hours at most, based off of the state's evidence.
Here's the deal. I anyone who owns a business knows this. You have to account for the income you bring in and how it's spent. And if you bring in more than $250,000, it has to be itemized. Like, you have to have a balance sheet. If your business brings in more than $250,000, I mean, you really have to keep meticulous records.
Evidence that was presented, I was beyond a reasonable doubt.
What the jury didn't know is that before they deliberated, Judge Sarah West tossed out the top charge of racketeering. Then 3 months after the verdict, Judge West made the rare move of tossing out the full verdict as well.
Hold on. Not rare move. I need you guys to know this. It's not a rare move what she did. It is an unprecedented in the state of Minnesota move to just completely repeal the jury's verdict. Not in a case that you're in, by the way. This was not a case that she presided over this trial. She took it upon herself to just totally vacate the verdict, which is not a power she should be able to even have.
Giving Yusuf a judgment of acquittal.
How is that not obviously fraud?
With a circumstantial case, there has to be no other rational hypothesis other than guilt.
But, okay, but that's for the jury to decide.
Paul Young, a former prosecutor and current defense attorney not connected to this case, says Judge West's decision stems from a review standard backed up by Minnesota Supreme Court rulings usually used in appeals of cases that involve mostly circumstantial evidence.
In other words, if there's another reasonable explanation, that could be the reasonable doubt.
But then that can just guarantee that it doesn't matter what a jury decides then. Like in this case. Oh, well, another judge looked at it and said all the evidence was circumstantial. But isn't that supposed to be for the grand jury part of this, where they decide if charges can even be brought in the first place? If it's all circumstantial, they won't bring the charges. So why even have a trial if a judge can just decide after the fact, well, this was all circumstantial, there could be another explanation. And by the way, what is the other explanation for every fucking dime in government money this guy got went right into his pocket? Other than fraud. Did he slip and fall while he was using the bank app and accidentally transfer the money?
Court records show other Hennepin County judges tossing related cases before they reached trial. Judge Amber Brennan dismissed the charges against Yusuf's wife, Lol Ahmed, and Judge Hillary Caligiuri dismissed charges against co-defendant Abdiweli Mahamoud.
I saw this story and immediately I was outraged.
Republican Senator Michael Holstrom requested all exhibits from the Yusuf trial and says he's researching what can be done to stop and better prosecute these cases in the future.
Not let liberal women become judges? You can try that.
Even with extreme judges, they knew that going in. We need to be able to overcome that when the evidence is so clear.
And lawmakers say that they are checking if any law changes are needed. Now, to understand what circumstantial evidence is, all that means is that you need to make an inference. Like in this case, for example, there were a lot of phony and obviously phony time cards. And so the jury could make the inference that because this guy was paying out, Mr. Yusuf was paying these people who turned in these phony time cards, that he was clearly aware of the fraud and it was an inference of guilt. But what the judge is saying, that there could be a reasonable hypothesis that it meant something else. Like maybe
there's a reasonable explanation to the fact that he knew he wasn't seeing patients. He knew that these people who were being paid had phony time cards and weren't doing any work. He knew that and he paid them. But there's a different explanation. I mean, these women ought to be in fucking prison. At the very least, they should be off the bench. I mean, this is corrupt as it gets. Follow these women's careers. And if they try to advance in any way in politics, in law, there should be someone there to oppose them and stop them, because these are crooked, bad people.
Maybe somebody else was committing the fraud and he didn't know it within his organization.
Oh.
Yeah, but what's hard to square is that you have a jury, right? And that's what the conclusion they drew.
Holy shit, liberal, what's her name? Jana Shortall is going, I'm expressing skepticism by these progressive female judges. Do you know how retarded of a decision you have to make for this woman to break ranks? I mean, she is about the most brain-dead lefty you could possibly find in Minnesota media. For her to go, yeah, but this looks fucked up. It's got to be fucked up.
And what we all kind of think of how trials work. And the judge is dealing with like the legal parts of the law. That's where it doesn't make sense to the common person.
Yeah, and not only that, the jury is not asked to use this standard that we talked about in this story. That is a review standard that's up to the judge, or more often the Court of Appeals or the state Supreme Court later on. What makes this case completely unique.
I wonder how many poor whites and poor blacks. By the way, Johnny did text me his computer crashed and he's on his way back in. But I wonder how many poor whites and poor blacks have been convicted or pressured into pleading guilty on circumstantial evidence, and nobody ever reverses their cases or anything. I mean, I can't imagine that this is political.